Today I'm going to speak about the soulmate and the twin flames. So welcome back. My name's Matt. I'm from Karnak Holistics, where we learn together and we grow together in the sight of God. So today I'm going to speak about the twin flame and the soul mate. I've had so many emails and texts in regards to this subject. So I'm doing a series of videos. So it's going to be a soulmate and twin flame videos. It's a series of them which I'm going to go through a bit more in depth about what they are and how you can identify, and also how you can live with them. Because again, I've seen so many times where you get the videos where they say, oh, manifest your twin flame and your soulmate, and recognize who your twin flame is or your soulmate, but they don't say when you're living with your soulmate or your twin flame, and when shit arrives, how you manage it. So I'm going to address those in my next up and coming video. So today I'm going to just briefly go through what these are and what the twin flame and what the soulmate is and how it ties in with you. So now I'm not just going to speak from a romantic point of view. So if all you lovers out there are expecting this to be about romance, it's about connection and your connection with that individual, and how you can strengthen it, and how you can improve on it, and how you can improve on yourself. And again, if you see in my videos, you know I always talk about the first place you start with working on is yourself, because you can't really do much work with other people unless you don't love yourself. So I'm just going to kick off with a twin flame and explain roughly what the twin flame is. So the theory is that the twin flame is, we all are energy, we all are a flame. So that flame, when you're created at the beginning of creation, gets split into and sent out into the universe, and it's your goal, so to speak, if you want to call it, to reunite with that person to make you one again. A soulmate's somebody who is like, if you get a group of apples in a kind of like a bag, you could be a part of that batch of the same tree. So you're grown from the same herd, if you want to call it. That's a soulmate. So I hope that kind of makes you understand the differences. There is a still connection spiritually and with the flame of the soulmate, that you still have that connection on that level. But the twin flame is a bit more deeper. And as you see, as I'm going through and I'm talking, you would understand. I'm hoping you understand why it is so beneficial and why it's such a shift and such a change when it comes to the twin flame and the soulmate. So the twin flame is there to support you with your life goal. Now, your life goal is not necessarily your job or making money or becoming president or whatever, or prime minister. They're there to help you, and you're there to help them go along their path and finding that your goals in life. It could be that you go and live abroad together. It could be you go traveling together. It could be you raise children together. It could be for the fact that you just cohabitate together. Now, you don't always have to be married to be twin flames. There's this misconception that when you find your twin flame, you should marry. Yes, ideally that's what happens, but I know a lot of twin flames that have not been married for whatever reason. It doesn't mean that they're not committed. It just means that they just don't see the point in why they should be married. And again, that's choice. The other point is well, you would know your twin flame because it will be passionate. What about passionate is where sexual is passionate about a connection. You see, it's a mirror image of you. They have the same outlook about life as you, and it's almost like you're looking in the mirror. So remember, if you're going through a state of change and you meet your twin flame and you don't like certain aspects of yourself, you're not going to like certain aspects of this person. So as you grow together and you say you move in together, you will start seeing, they call them cracks in the relationship, but it's not necessarily that. You just see that this other person's, it's very similar to you, but you're saying, oh, that person's like this, or could be, I don't know, doing things different than how you would have back then. But then they start mimicking you along the way, because that's what the twin flame does do. Used to, it's kind of like in the same race, not holding the baton. It's you both in the same race. So the other point is the development. The twin flames there to help you develop, and I said that earlier, but they're there to help you develop within yourself, and don't put no onus on you that you should remain the same or that you should change to be better than you was before. But they're just there for you to be the better you, and obviously if that's your journey, then that's where they come in to help support you to achieve that goal. You may feel sometimes that you repel away from the person. Now this is quite common. Imagine two flames together. These flames are very fiery, so you're going to get this rebelling, this kind of like magnet polarizing away from each other. It's not a bad thing. It just means that you need the separation, not break up. It means that you just need to go along that same journey, and then you come together at that time, and you will unite. Remember, I'm still talking about the twin flame, and I'll explain what the soulmate is like in regards to that. People will notice your deep-rooted connection. You would just know this person's you. It's almost like, oh my gosh. So if I was to walk into a room and like you and your partner was in the room, and then your twin flame, and I got talking to them, I could work out who is with who. That's how identical it is. You could also see that they mimic the way you talk, the way you act, not because of they live with you. You just, when you meet, it's like it could be a different colour to you, but they could be acting and talking exactly the way you do. It's really weird to really explain, but it's almost like you've grew up with them, and you know, as you grow, you do learned things because you are around these people. But because they're on a learner journey and their flame is exactly similar to yours, they will be mimicking and doing the same things very similar to you. They will also help burn away those obstacles that are in life. So if you're having challenges in life, they're there to help you kind of overcome that, and for you to be more empowered to achieve your goal moving forward. And same with you with that person. And again, it goes back to you doing the work within and helping you to look at yourself and help develop your inner goal or your inner drive. And that's the challenge, where people kind of like look to their partners to find the answers for them when they need to find the answers for themselves. And that's what your twin flames there to help you achieve. So the soulmate. Now the soulmate is someone that you would have known from the past life. Now, not necessarily you would have known your twin flame in the past life. I don't know, doing this work for a number of years, that a soulmate has met, had a kind of like a past life with their soulmate, with their twin flame. You normally get that with soulmates. Now, people probably disagree when I say this, but my work that I've done and what I've seen, and when I work with people, they normally, it's kind of like a new, fresh thing. Remember, it's about recognizing yourself or your flame elsewhere. You may find you meet somebody, your twin flame, and they know people who are very similar in your life. So your friends are very similar to their friends. And I've known twin flames whose friends, their twin flame friends have dated and married their friends. So, and all part of the same clan type of thing. So the soulmate could be friends and family, and again, you could have known him from donkey's years ago, from the past life. Yeah, so I always look at it like soul. soul. Like, it's not really a binding thing. It's a soul kind of like entwining, where the flame is almost kind of, you can't really burn away the flame. The flame just naturally fragments together. The other thing with a soulmate is that you may not always want to marry your soulmate, but you may also marry a soulmate. So I know a lot of soulmates don't get married and remain friends, but I know a lot of soulmates, more soulmates I've seen get married than twin flames, to be fair, purely because I think a lot of twin flames recognize a lot of their own hang-ups, if you want to call it, or areas of improvement in their partner, so they kind of stay off to themselves and remain in relationships. Then after like 14 years, then get married. So you probably find they've had loads of children together, then you find, oh well, let's just get married. Soulmates kind of like almost want to get married, almost to have that binding ceremony. And it's not because that it's any less or not important, it's just how it is, you know. And again, I'm just talking from what I've seen and what I've come across. And the reality is, well, with a soulmate, there's no real vested interest in your person. So when you go on dates with people, you may be drawn to them, and you may date them, you may befriend them, and then when you kind of split, so when you're quite young and then you split and you no longer talk, there's none of this, oh, I can't live without you and all the rest of it. But when you meet up again, it's like you kind of know each other, because it's the missed kind of like connection that you have, or behavioural that you have when you've grown up with this person. And that's a soulmate. With a twin flame, when you go apart, you can be apart for years, come together, and it would just spark just like that. It would just unite. Similar to soulmates. Soulmates can come and go, but remember, they only live within that energy of that particular situation. And you probably find that as things progress and change, that your developments or your understanding of you will shift a bit more, because your twin flame or your soulmate is coming for that season. So you hear a lot of motivational people and speakers say they're only there for a season. That's a soulmate. A twin flame's there for life and there for good. You can't explain how you feel about your twin flame. It's just one of them things. You're just like, oh my gosh, we just click. Yeah, you just click. You probably find that you finish off each other's words as well, and you will just instinctively buy that person something without them even knowing they like it. Like for me, I could just go and purchase it for my other half, for my fiance, and know that she would like it, and it's not even something she's spoken about to me, you know. And she's gone, oh my gosh, that's exactly the one I was looking at like a couple of months ago, and she's not even mentioned it to me. And I get this a lot. When they met somebody and they realise, oh yeah, I found my soul, I found my twin flame, and then they go, it's really their soulmate, and they try to make the personality fit. It doesn't end well, trust me. I always say, like, be like a teacher, kind of like really scrutinise how your connection is with that person, because if you're just making things fit, it won't last, trust me. You've got to be really honest in whether it's a relationship or friendship, and you are talking about connections and stuff like that. It's not trying to go, oh yeah, that's my twin flame, because you'd be like the same music, you know. It doesn't necessarily work like that. It's quite more deeper. And in some ways, you don't even have to justify your twin flame. And the other thing is, well, if you're meditating, and I get this a lot from people, oh yes, I've been meditating for my soulmate, and but I think my twin flames appeared. Doesn't always really work out that way. If you're meditating, you're focused on trying to manifest a particular person or thing, and you're asking the universe or God for your soulmate, they'll send you your soulmate. You know, it's not like you order a vehicle, you order a blue car and then it says your red car. It doesn't work that way. They will go by your order that you've asked for. So I always say, if you want to manifest your twin flame, call upon or manifest, call upon it properly. And I'll show that in another video how to do that, because in short, it's just, you can meditate and ask for a twin flame and your soulmate to come, but then ask God to show you which is which and who is who, and you would know. I can't really explain it, but that's the way that, and I'll explain it in probably my next video, because it just makes natural sense, to be fair. The other thing as well is, like, you both have the same natural goal. Now, let me explain this. You probably won't have the same goal as in same career. You both probably want to be successful, but successful in different ways. So some may want to be successful with having family, some want to be successful in work. Some people may want to travel abroad, some may not. But that's how your twin flame will automatically naturally want to do the same. And you may mention it and they will go, okay, yeah, I see that. That's kind of, I've been thinking about that as well, and it will naturally progress. The other thing is, well, is like, don't try and force them to be work in the same place you are, because you get on so well and you're a twin flame. Because again, it's pause for course. It would just manifest and go pear-shaped and make things even more harder, and when you're meant to be growing this relationship than opposed to adding to the fire. Forgive the pun of the twin flame. So you need to look for your, and again, don't, as I mentioned, don't try to influence them. You need to, in order for you to grow and for your relationship to grow, friendship or relationship, you need to really develop you. And as you grow, they grow. And if you grow out of their area or ways of thinking, you will find someone who would equalize it. And I get so many people go, but I want that person, and this is why I'm coming to you, and I want to manifest and bring them into my life because I can't live without them. You know what, man up. It's like, at the end of the day, if you really want someone who really is in touch with your inner drive, inner person, and that's what you want, you need to turn around and be really open about you developing yourself and opening yourself up to grow, because you would just keep manifesting negative vibrations and desperation, and your relationship won't grow. And then you go, oh well, there you go, I knew all this was a load of rubbish. And no, it's not that, because you're just trying to force something in a hole. Square pegs, round holes. It won't work. Twin flames bring self-love to you. They bring self-love to themselves, self-love to you and to each other. And that's what the goal is, whether it's unintentional or intentional. That self-love is going to naturally grow and come into the relationship. When you both come together, it's divine and so powerful, trust me. I can't even explain it, and I won't try and explain it to you. You need to experience it. And again, finally, the romance and the friendship is going to be so fiery in a good way that it will leave you buzzing and wanting more. And they will stay in your life for a long time if they're your twin flame. And again, if you're stronger soulmate, again, they could be there for a season to last. It's not black and white. It's black and white in soulmate, twin flame, but it's not black and white when it comes to soulmate and levels of soulmates, because there is levels of I want to say importance or or connection with you. So it could be someone that's really, really close to you, and say your season could last all your life, and or they may have a connection where they last a couple of weeks or a couple of months or a couple of years. But that's something you need to develop and understand. So as I said, this is my first one, which I'm going to title Soulmates and V's Twin Flames, and I'm going to do a series of these, so stay tuned. Press the like, share, and subscribe, and that little bell please, because you get the notifications when I do more videos. And anyway, you stay safe, you look after yourself, and I'll see you on the next video, and namaste.